welcome to our Godlywood moment with our series, The 9 Distractions for Women in Our Days. But before I start with my topic of today, I would like to ask you a question. Do you always feel the need to compete with others? Do you always feel the need to compete with others? The reason I'm asking this question is that we have many women who like to compete. And this spirit, you find it while we are still young, we are still those little girls. Sometimes you find girls, they are together as young as 5, 6, 7 years old. And then there is this one who says, oh, you know what? I am more pretty than you. My dress is more beautiful than yours. So you see that the spirit of competition is there in us when we are still young. It's understandable when it's a kid, because a child is just being a child. A little girl is just being a little girl. But of course, later on, she is going to be taught not to compete with others. If the parents can do that, it will even be good. You see that this spirit starts there when we are young. Now it becomes a problem when you come into adulthood with that kind of spirit. That spirit comes with you into adulthood. Then it becomes a distraction in your life. That is why I am saying that competition is one of the distractions amongst women. Because when a person is always competing with others, she becomes so distracted that she even forgets about her own personal goals. She forgets about them. She focuses on other people's lives. She wants to see, oh, so-and-so, today she was complimented at work and nobody complimented me. So tomorrow I'm going to come dressed to kill, dressed better than her so that I can get the same compliment as well. You see, that's competition as well. Sometimes you find you are there at work, one of your colleagues or your friend has been promoted. Then what happens? Because of the spirit of competition inside of you, you tell yourself, she is promoted. I am not going to accept this. I'll be promoted too, and I'll do anything just for me to get a promotion as well. You see the spirit behind. There is nothing wrong with fighting for you to get something. But if you want to get something because someone else has it, then that is the spirit of competition. Sometimes you find you are competing with your own siblings. And this, for me, it's very funny. How do you compete with your own siblings, your own sisters? You compete with your sibling because she was complimented or she did well. Let's say maybe she did well in school. Then you are like, no. That has to be me. I am going to do, this time I'll do better than her. So you see that spirit of competition is killing you inside. It's distracting you. It's distracting you even from your own personal goals. So you find that there are women who are like that. They feel the need to always compete with others. Sometimes you even compete with strangers, people that you don't know on social media. You want to compete with them. You compete with everybody, strangers, but anyone that you see, you envy. You know, this competition becomes envy later. Because if you are a person that is always competing with others, you become envious of their achievements or of their goals. They tell you about their goals, then what are you going to do? You start saying, okay, I'm going to do the same as well. I'll give another example. A friend of yours says, oh, you know what? I want to be a doctor. I want to do this. I'm studying medicine. There you go again. You stop doing what you were doing before. Maybe you were doing chemical engineering. Then just because your friend, you feel like medicine is better than that, just because your friend is doing it, you want to compete. I am going to be a doctor as well. I will do medicine. Not because you wanted to do medicine. It's because you feel the need to compete with your friend or your colleague. So you see how ugly and bad competition, the spirit of competition is. And you know why people compete? Many women compete because they are empty inside. They are very empty. They don't know their worth. They are empty and they don't believe in themselves. Above all, they are very insecure because this spirit of competition, you find it among people who are insecure, especially women who are insecure. They don't believe in themselves. They don't trust themselves. They don't believe in their capability. So they always feel the need to compete with others. And when you are like this, you know what happens? It will drain you. You are always going to be this kind of person that is always moody, that feel the need to quarrel with others. Why? Because of the spirit of competition. And you will find that nobody wants to be around you. People are happy when you are not there because they know that you are this person that is boring. You always want, everything is competition for you. Even when there is no need of competition, you always want to compete. You are always sarcastic toward others. You're sarcastic because you are not happy for other people's achievements. You have to be like, if someone tells you about their achievements, you are like, okay, I'm happy for you. When you go home, no, she cannot. If she wins, then I lose. So I have to beat her. I have to be more than her. So you see that spirit of competition inside of you. It is so ugly in the way, as I said, it will drain you. It will drain you mentally. It will drain you physically. In all areas of your life, you're going to be a drained person, and you are always going to be this kind of person that is never happy and never satisfied with anything. Anything you do, you are not satisfied. God gives you an opportunity maybe to do better in another area of your life. Still, you are not happy. There is still a void inside of you because you are looking at other people's achievements. You want what others have instead of staying in your lane. I will give you a quick example here. When I was in one of the countries that I studied, I was very young. And it happened that in our class, we were only 3 Africans, if I'm not mistaken, 3 or 2 there. Now I can't remember well because I was young. And I felt some kind of insecurity because of my skin color. And I felt like, I have to show that even me, I can do it, even though I'm an African. Then I shared what my feelings were with my dad. Then my dad sat me down and spoke to me. He told me that I do not need to compete with anyone. He told me that, you know what? As African as you are, it doesn't matter your skin color. You are good in your own way. So just stay in your lane, do what you have to do, study your books, and leave everything. Everything will just, see itself later. You don't need to compete with anyone. If you have to compete with anyone in this life, compete with yourself. That's what my father told me. And from then on, I took his words, I put them into practice, and I started doing what he told me to do. And believe me, I did very well in school. I did very well. I passed my matric. I did so well that I amazed myself as well. Because anyway, I had never failed in school that time. But I don't know, this insecurity that tried to creep in. But my father quickly chopped it. My father dealt with that so quick that when I started growing up, I never had insecurities. I never had the spirit of competition. Now imagine if my father had not done that, if my father had not dealt with that while I was still young. Today, as a pastor's wife, I would be competing with other pastors' wives, feeling jealous of them because of the spirit of competition. But because those things were dealt with when I was still young, I don't compete with anyone. Doesn't matter how good they can be, how intelligent they can be, because I believe in myself. I believe in myself. And above everything, I trust the one that I'm carrying, my God, that he can make me capable in anything. Yes, I might not be good in something, but also the other person who's good in something that is better than me. There is something that they are not good at. And we are all the same in the eyes of God. So do not compete with anyone. If you have to compete with someone, compete with yourself. Tell yourself, today I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. This year or this month, I'm going to be better than what I was last year or last month. That is a healthy competition. That one, you can do it because it's a healthy competition. Never compete with people because you are going to be a stressed person. You are even going to fall into depression because depression starts from there as well. We find sometimes we watch some movies or series, then you see they show ladies who like to compete, and the other one, because she couldn't match the competition, then she goes mental institution. Those are just series and movies, but these things, they really happen in real life. So if you are not careful, you don't deal with this spirit of competition, what will happen? You will also end up in a mental institution because of that. And you have brought it to yourself because you wanted to compete with others. So stop competing with others. Embrace yourself. Embrace your uniqueness. You are unique the way you are. And if you have to compete, as I said, compete with yourself. With yourself, not with anyone else. And you will see God is going to give you a good life, a life that is worth living. You know, not a life that is always full of competition. You even forget God in the equation. In the equation, there is no God. It's just competition. Me, 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 me. So stop with that. Embrace yourself. Tell yourself, I am who I am, and I know God chose me like this, and I will do better to become a better person or a better version of myself, not to compete with anyone. If I have to be a doctor or a nurse or whatever, it will be because it's what I wanted, not because of competition. So this is what I wanted to share with you. And if you put into practice and you can teach your children while they are young, you will see that we are going to eliminate a lot of competition amongst us women. So God bless you all. Bye.